Well, when I say sports segment, this next guest that we have with us today is very familiar with sports and could probably be one that would sit in with me on those sports conversations numerous times here on the Live Morning Show. Trey Styons from Creekside Insurance will be my guest here to close things out. Trey, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Wayne. I appreciate it.
Was able to meet him last week, and like I said, we found we had a lot in common from the love of sports, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But Trey, I want to give you the opportunity, like I say, we're going to talk about you, we're going to talk about this business, Creekside Insurance, and go into detail. But I want to give you the opportunity, first of all, to introduce yourself to our audience. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and also a lot of your background in sports, as we talked about. Introduce yourself to our audience, Trey.
Yes, sir. My name is Trey Styons again. So I'm a Greenville native, born and raised. I went to school at Wilmington. I graduated from UNC Wilmington back in 2012, and since found my way back to Greenville. And I've been in insurance now for 10 plus years. Okay. And recently we just have started up this new venture with Creekside Insurance. We're an independent broker. So we have multiple companies at our disposal that we're going to be writing through. Fortune 500 companies, and we'll be able to address any personal needs, commercial, life, and we're excited about it. We're opening up a physical space April 1st in Greenville, and it'll be around the corner of Red Banks and Charles, so right there in the middle of town, and we're excited about it. So,
what is it about the insurance industry as a whole that maybe appealed to you? You know, everybody, goes through that phase of like, what do I want to do when I get older, right? What do I want to do when I grow up? Thinking back on it for you, what was it that appealed to you about the industry?
Well, again, I'll first say I don't think any kid is sitting in class going, man, I can't wait to be an insurance agent. I don't think that's the first thing people are saying.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
But, what it was that, again, my dad had a background in insurance for 30 plus years and had a business in Greenville as well. Yeah. And so I got involved with that when I came back from school. And more or less for me, it's the passion of helping people. I mean, insurance is something that we all have to address that need, and so therefore it gives you an opportunity to kind of get out in the community and have some relationships with people, and those connections are more important than anything else. And those times of need, it's nice that they turn to you.
One of the things that I've noticed, and I think about a lot with insurance agents, is agents that really want to go out of their way to really know their customers and the people that they serve. You have a great background in sports, and I want you to tell us a little bit about that as well. But how important and how rewarding is it to sit down with someone and answer the questions that they have and put together something that really gives them the opportunity to be at peace and be at ease with the security that this provides. What is it like to create those type of relationships with folks?
To me, that peace of mind is what we're selling half the time. Exactly. I mean, if someone is price point only, they're going to pick up the phone anyway and call whatever, Joe Schmo they can to get insurance. Right. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, when something goes wrong, that's when all of a sudden they want somebody who can come out and take care of things and want a voice and a face and everything else. So to me, that's what we're selling, is that peace of mind. The fact that we're going to take care of you when it matters most, and luckily I've been, trained by people who, taught me that firsthand. That when those hurricanes hit, they weren't at home. They were out cutting down trees, moving limbs, doing those things, and going out to properties to help people, like you said, when it matters most, because they want to turn to somebody and have a face and a relationship with somebody. And again, alluding to the sports that you had talked about, for me, I've had a background of coaching Little League, now in the Greenville community, which obviously has a big Little League program.
Huge.
Huge Little League program. Been doing that for, I believe now 7 years, because before that I'd coached at the high school level as well. Okay. But then I have a little bit of background as well with basketball. So Again, what I was alluding to with Dad having a job as an insurance agent as well. He was also a basketball referee for Division I. He was hired in the ACC in 1989 and is still officiating today,
Wow.
33 years later, 34 years later.
Wow.
So, yeah, longest running official in the ACC. And
How about that?
I had the opportunity as well to kind of get into basketball, and it was initially started as a way to kind of hang out with friends and make a little money, and then that's when it kind of comes to, like you said as well, with the insurance thing. It allows me an opportunity to still be able to travel and work a little bit, but now, we're with a centerpiece in Greenville. I'm excited about having this Creekside Insurance.
That is really cool, and I appreciate you bringing that personal touch to it, because, and that's what I wanted people to understand. When I met you the other day, it was very obvious to me that was your approach and that was your style, to reach out to folks and give them that, give them someone, like I say, I'm not just calling up a number. I'm not just talking to an automated machine. I have a real face and someone that cares. Just as a general question, like what have you found perhaps as when people are coming in and getting information, because I know there's a lot of people that are watching right now that may be thinking about making a change or making a move or getting a type of insurance they've never had. What are some of the biggest questions or concerns that people have, or maybe things that they don't quite understand about insurance that maybe you can take pride in helping them understand better? What would you say?
Well, for me, that's the best part. Is there's so many people out there who have no understanding of really what they have, and they're having to trust the person on the other side or the other side of the phone or desk or however it may be these days. And so taking the time to sit down and actually communicate with them to address their needs, and because a lot of the times they get that policy when they're 25 years old and mom and dad kick them off or whatever it is, and they got to do their own thing, and they really don't even know what they have, and they need to sit down with somebody who can explain, okay, well, now you have this going on in your life, so we need to address this need, or if this was to happen, you probably want to have this, and they have no idea they didn't even have coverage for something like that.
Right.
And for us, it's great as a brokerage to be able to have multiple different companies at our disposal. You have some that are going to be working specifically, for one company, and therefore their, probably needs don't always align with your needs. Whereas with us, again, having multiple companies at our disposal, we're going to make sure we can address, again, whatever needs that they may have, and also be able to be competitive price-wise.
Absolutely. Talk to us once again about when the opening is, where, and some of the final preparations that you're making to be fully prepared for it.
Yes, so April 1st is going to be the date for us tentatively, and we think that's pretty locked in at this point. We will be having moving into the second floor of a building right across, again, from all the banks. It's off of Red Banks in Greenville, near Red Banks, Charles, and Green Boulevard, right in between there where, Southern Bank and Town Bank and all those locations are right there. So we're kind of in the midst and middle of everything. And so, I think it's a great spot, and we'll be able to help a lot of people in the Greenville community and all of North Carolina for that matter.
Such a grow, and one thing you have to understand, just because a business is located in a certain town, you can still reach out to anyone and help them in any capacity, regardless of where they live. So friends and family. So as we conclude, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say a few more things, to promote the business and everything again, but I appreciate your time. Trey Styons of Creekside Insurance here with us today. As you roll forward this opening in just a little over, about a month away now, for those that are watching the show today, that, like you said, this may be perfect timing for them. They might be sitting at home thinking, I need coverage, or I need to I'm not exactly happy with what I got, or you look at them and say, come to me. What would you say to that prospective client will be the thing that sets Creekside Insurance apart? What would you say to that potential client?
For me, thinking about it on the way over here, I've had now 10 plus years experience in the business, learning from two different primary agents who've had multiple locations. We have an advisory team that's been able to open up multiple agencies as well. One of our other colleagues who will be on staff as well has over 30 plus years in insurance. So the knowledge is very well and in depth, and I think for me that would be a huge selling point for us, is that we've been in it, we understand the needs, we know how to address it, we have the relationships built, and again, like you said, people want that personal touch, and as much as that everything's kind of gone online these days and over the phone, we have those capabilities as well, but we're not afraid of that personal touch too.
Absolutely. Is there anything that we have not covered that you want to make sure that you put? I want to make sure you get all the time to anything as we conclude that we have not covered.
I think for the most part, we've kind of covered it, but I would say that, again, one more time for me, is that being a native of Greenville, it's an extreme passion of mine to want to help the community, be involved. Again, I'm coaching and volunteering with the Little League. I'm involved in multiple, church organizations and groups, and I just want it to be a community-centered place where people can feel comfortable to come in and understand that their needs are going to be addressed and helped, and we're here for them. So.
Absolutely, Trey. If there's anyone that has additional questions or would like any more information about you or your agency, do you have any contact information that you would like to refer them to at this point, whether it's Facebook, anything that you'd like to offer to our viewers?
Yes, we do have a website. I believe it's creekside-ins.com, and where you can find a little more information on it. Again, it may list a location here in town, but it's because we're getting set up in Greenville, so we'll get that location updated. And in the meantime, I'm sure they can find my information with Trey Styons. I believe it's Styons at creekside-ins.com. Feel free to send me an email, give me a call, and we'll get the ball rolling.
All right. Well, Trey, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be with us. And like I say, the thing that stands out to me and impresses me with the time that I've met with you is that personal touch. Very easy to talk to, very relatable, makes you feel good, and that's what you want. And an insurance agent, someone that's going to take that time with you and build that personal relationship. So, Trey Styons of Creekside Insurance, I wish you all the best.
Thank you. And I promise we can mix in a little sports talk as well as insurance too. So.
Absolutely. I welcome that anytime. Anytime. So, well, that's all the time we have for you today. You've been watching the live morning show presented by Don Bullock Chevrolet. Make it a great Tuesday, everyone.
Thank you, Wayne.